Hey, man, you know what it is. It's your boy, Guess Who? You're now tapped into Street Nerds Radio, the #1 station in the streets right now. Got to give a major shout out to our partners, Bright Future Media, Bright Everything for the full episodes. Also, No Rats Clothing for the merch. They dropping some new shit, so y'all ain't gonna have to see me wear this no more. But I'm gonna keep wearing local shit.
Hell yeah.
Before we start, I want to go ahead and say we are not responsible for any words or actions said on this podcast because clearly people are going to take it another way. We got a special guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
What's up, man? Maha Minute. Brenton, I appreciate you for having me on, man.
Hell yeah. First off, let's just say you been doing your shit in the city for a long time. This week has been a hard week for us. Yeah. This has definitely been a hard week for us. I guess people in the city don't like it. What would you equate what's going on right now to? How do you feel about this whole shit going on?
What I usually say is just like, I feel like artists don't really understand a media outlet's perspective, but media outlets don't understand artists' perspective unless you're like really good at both. But I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. It's kind of hard to answer without going off on tangents because it's just like there's so much to go into it. Like what in specific, I suppose, are you?
So I would say let's start off like this. For the people who are living under a rock, where are you from and how'd you grow up?
So originally born in Fort Collins, I lived there. I don't even remember. I lived there for like 3 years. Moved out to like Wyoming and Nevada for like a couple years when I was in like elementary school. And then I moved to the Denver metro area when I was in third grade. So I was like 8, and that was Thornton at that time. Then I moved to Arvada for high school years. Went to Pomona, and then just actually moved out of Denver. I was living here for a couple years, really all over the metro area. How I grew up, I mean, it's a suburb, so it's not like real like treacherous, but I mean, you still see things up there. You know, I grew up on Section 8, so I've been around like plenty of stuff that you would see
anywhere
in the hoods, but not necessarily the gangbanging too much. Every once in a while, maybe you hear about it, but not really. It was mostly just drugs and like shit like that, for real, just struggle type shit, white trash type shit. If I'm gonna be real.
What got Mile High Minute started? What was the drive behind that?
Well, at that time, I was like just selling vintage clothes and stuff, and sometimes I link with rappers. But I went to this show up in Boulder. It was actually at KMG. Back in like end of 2017, 2018-ish, beginning of 2018. I heard my boy Young Fiji, and I was like, damn, he's from here? I was like, he was hard. Like, the show was lit. So after that, I did my research. I was like, oh, we got rappers out here? Like, what's going on? Because growing up, all I'm listening to is the mainstream Futures, Drakes, all that good stuff. So I'm looking him up. I'm like, he's dope. I started doing a little research on the rap scene out here. I'm like, man, this is dope. I'm watching No Jumper, Say Cheese, all the Zach TVs, rest in peace, all the big platforms. I'm like, man, like a light bulb went off in my head. I'm like, damn, I could probably start doing interviews out here, doing something, you know what I'm saying? So then shit just took off. I fell in love with it after that, like it was fun, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just cool listening, getting to hear everyone's stories and tap in, and like I felt like I was feeling like a demand or a niche that like really Colorado needed, you know what I'm saying?
You start that, what would be the advice or game or wisdom that you would have from where you at now to when you first ran into Fiji, looked it up, said that this is what I want to do? What would be the wisdom or game that you would give yourself back then?
Don't worry about the clout shit, because that'll get you, man. It'll get you in a lot of unnecessary drama, you know what I'm saying, on social media and stuff. That's really like the main thing I would tell myself, because other than that, like, I really enjoy it. So yeah, just don't be worried about like getting popping and like get too big, you know what I'm saying? Be worried about like just focus on good music and like stuff like that. But it's kind of hard to say that too, because at the same time, if you don't kind of push that line sometimes, that's kind of what makes it big, you know what I'm saying? If you push that line a little bit,
Right.
Have those conversations.
Hell yeah. Give me 1 second, bro. Just Kenny, I'm about to have you go get somebody else. Let me get him off. When you called, we had the Bluetooth hooked up to my phone.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good. Hey, bro, are you on the Hooter side?
Yeah.
All right, I'm about to have somebody come down there and get you.
Is it
Building 2.
2 or
I got one more.
Building 2.
Yep, Hooter side.
All right, bet. He's coming out. You'll see him. I bet. All right. So.
You got a busy day today, man.
Fuck yeah. It's that
I
show.
respect it.
That it's because they late. The Rihanna shit was late. These niggas. You see, I try to wrap that shit up early.
Hey, I don't think nobody mind waiting. So,
Hell nah.
don't cut it early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look, check this out. We gonna get back into it. So, the list, bro.
We gotta talk about the
So
list,
yes, the clout shit, and when you brought that up, it just took me to the list.
right.
Why you be hurting rappers' feelings?
To be honest, that has never been my intention. Like, my intention is just really to shine light on what is going on out here, and especially for, like, people outside of Colorado who want to know, like, who's popping out here. And it's also, like, if we being real, like, when the media platforms is popping out here, like, it makes artists want to go a little bit harder. Like, obviously, everyone's got their own motivations. Obviously, people got family members. They got different stuff they're going through that's going to motivate them. But I feel like media outlets really sometimes can motivate artists to push hard and, like, really start dropping and stuff like that. So I don't be trying to, like, get people, like, upset or anything. And even that's why, like, in my last list when I posted, I said, look, are you going to agree with it? Probably not. Is this 100% accurate? Probably not. But this is my opinion, and you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And then it gets to a point where it's like, I don't even necessarily want to drop a list, but the demand's there, and artists want to see that. They keep asking me to do it, so I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll drop it. My bad. You know what I want me to
No, you go ahead and do your shit.
But so yeah, that's it.
I had AP up here for my first interview.
Yeah, shout out AP.
I dropped a part of AP's clip. Let me tell you, bro was the first thing on it. You guys said because AP said he felt like it hurts the city a little bit.
Right.
He also said that it's good for the city as well. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
What's the craziest reaction? The worst reaction, I should say. And then what's the best reaction you done got?
To be honest, I would say, like, the good outweighs the bad, but the problem is, like, we focus on the bad, like, reactions. The craziest reaction, I just be getting, like, not so much anymore, but when I first dropped lists, like, a couple years ago, it was, threats, different types of random threats. And then, like, conspiracy theories, folks be, saying the most random stuff, coming up with things.
You talk about the conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Antoneyo is a conspiracy theorist.
Man.
According to him, you responsible for FBP
Oh,
fall into you Vlad, nigga.
yeah. of
You
course,
Vlad.
Yeah.
You throw people in jail. When you first heard that theory, how'd you feel?
To be honest, it's tough for me to even want to, like, really speak on Ontoneyo too much because I'm starting to almost feel bad for him. But it upset me just because, like, if you watch my interviews, I don't be asking about cases and, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. If I do, it's like, how can there be positive? How can there be peace? Something like that. I think people, he probably just assumes that one because of my skin color. I think that's
Well, he said his interview's gonna be dropping before this, but he definitely said that.
right. Two is just like you said, like, I'm an interviewer, and media platforms going to get that type of flack and criticism. But I try not to pay mind to it because, like, I don't want to feed into it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like there's no evidence or facts or anything like that. And I don't like to see anyone go to jail or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like to see that. Now, I'm not going to say, like, what they did was right by any means. Nah, like, shit's not cool. But we also don't understand what these people in marginalized situations be going through, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like when it comes to Ontoneyo, and, like, I love how he supports the city in ways, and, like, is Denver to the max in certain ways, and I respect that. But at the same time, like, if you're gonna say, oh, I'm buying views and my 99% of my followers are fake and stuff, it's like you got to come with some type of, like back him when you're gonna say things like that. Otherwise, you're gonna lose credibility. And I kind of just feel bad for him. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like he low key loves what Multimedia is doing, but it's coming out in a different way. You know, like I feel like.
Has he ever reached out to you? Do you think it's personal? Has he ever reached out to you and you like turned something down or interview or anything like that?
Not intentional. I will say, like, I feel people from his camp have reached out to like collaborate on some stuff, I think at one point. But that was already after he was already kind of talking crazy about Muhammad. So it was kind of like, man, I'm not really trying to work. And then I'm gonna be real. I seen there was a color coded music group thing recently about like how it was like a media training. And at first when I seen it, I didn't know Ontoneyo was behind it, but I'm like, dang, like you can do media training, not have Muhammad involved. So, you know, I took it a little personal, but I reached out because I didn't know who was behind it. I got left on scene. Now I know why, because he was behind it. But, man, I hope he wins at the end of the day. I hope he does. I cheer for success for anyone, bro. Like, no matter what they say about me or who dislikes me, like, I want him to win because, like, that's how you win in life is you put that energy out onto other people, even if they don't necessarily like you. And I wish the best for him, man, because it's tough, man. I think I don't know. I can go on for a while on it, but I just try to ignore it as much as I can.
Is it really hard to block out such like negativity?
Yeah, it's hard. Like there's times like I'm driving on the way to class or wherever, and I'm just like in my head, like, cause I ain't gonna lie, I seen Ontoneyo like a month ago at a little showcase. It was a dope showcase. And, like, nothing was said, you know what I'm saying? I'm just, like, all this stuff on the internet, you know what I'm saying? But nothing in person. But it's, like, whatever, bro. Like, I'm going to just, you know what I'm saying, focus on me. Like, I ain't even finna put energy into it. Because then sometimes people will just say things, and not even just him, like, people randomly on Twitter. But then I'll respond, and then I give him clout, and I'm like, damn, why did I respond? Like, why did I do that? You know what I'm saying? So it's, like, it's kind of hard, like, but as a media platform, you just got to deal with it and, like, learn how to grow and move forward from that. But, yeah, man, I don't.
What's your best advice for up-and-coming platforms dealing with backlash? I'm receiving backlash because I posted a clip of Get Paid Spade.
Yeah, I seen that. That was, like, a quality interview, too. Like, just very interesting. Like, I've been seeing all the clips.
Based on that, we got a response that we're promoting rappers coming to the city and having harm done to them for not checking in or, you know, building a relationship with people here. How do you feel about that? And then how do you deal with what advice would you give me about dealing with stuff like that?
I would say I think some of the things he was saying was right. Like, you know, not everything, but like the creatives out here want to see like major platforms, major artists when they come out here tap in, especially when you eating off features and different things like that. But I mean, I don't think when Spade said that, I haven't even met him yet, but like when he said that, I don't think he meant it in like a promoting violence way or, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that was his intentions. I think it just like,
the passion.
Yeah, like it was just kind of like almost like an overreaction, or just like you could tell he came in like ready to talk his shit, you know what I'm saying? So I think it shouldn't be taken serious, you know what I'm saying? You got to take some things, don't take other things. Like you got to kind of balance it out. But I don't think y'all promote violence at all. Like I think that was just his opinion, you know what I'm saying? And like it's tough in the media position. So my advice for like you or upcoming media platforms is just like, as long as you just doing what you love and like you growing and stuff like that, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? You know your intentions, and I know you've been putting on for artists out here. You've been showing love to all kinds of people out here. So like, as long as that's your intentions, that's really all that matters, you know, and do it for the right reasons. Even though people are going to say you're doing it for the wrong reasons and this, that, and the third, like, at the end of the day, you know, and the people around you, real people know, like, what you're doing it for. So
hell yeah. Where do you see the state of the music here? What is the music scene like when you started to now?
I think it's grown a lot since I first started, but sometimes I feel like we kind of, I don't know. It's tough. It feels like it's growing, but it gets to a point where it's just like whatever happens, happens. You know, like even if it doesn't necessarily get to that mainstream level, which I believe it will, but if it worst case didn't, then like it is what it is. Like as long as we all doing our part and like having fun, that's cool. That's a tough question. It's a broad question. It's like where will we go? But
Yeah,
I mean,
where do you see us at now? Do we have a specific sound, or what separates us from everybody else that you heard?
I feel like we do have a sound. It just doesn't have its. It's not known in the mainstream yet, so people like to say it sounds like this or like that. But really, it is. I feel like a sound, and I mean, it does kind of have an influence from Cali and like the Midwest regions, or like the West Coast and Midwest regions, because we're right in the middle. That's my opinion, and I think it is the Colorado sound. It's going to take a couple artists getting on before I feel like people are like, "Yep, that's the Denver sound," or "That's the Colorado sound." But you hear it when people say Denver. That's, they're from Denver, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could just hear in the way they say that word, you know what I'm saying? But you really got to, like, I feel, be in tune with the music scene and, like, really tap in. And people just got to be themselves, too. I feel like that kind of helps everyone have their own sound.
Do you think it's because a lot of people here rap about, I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of people rap about the gang shit, like, shoot 'em up, bang, bang shit now. Do you feel like a lot of people on the outside world is like, well, that's not what's going down in Colorado, so we can't really believe what y'all talking about?
I mean, yeah, to a certain extent, it's just like there's a hood everywhere for the most part, I'm sure. I ain't been to every state, but like anywhere where there's a major city or metropolitan area, there's going to be a hood. Like, and it's just, I just wish people would like just not judge or assume things about these areas and stuff like that, especially from the outside in, like, because, folks just doing what they love to do at the end of the day and trying to make a way out, you know what I'm saying? So, man, it's a tough conversation to have for real.
Outside of Mile High Minute, who is Brenton? What is the biggest misconception about you that people have?
I feel like people are starting to get to know me now, like they have been doing it for a little while, but I don't know. It's easy to just judge by a book by its cover. People think, oh, I'm just in it for the money. Oh, I'm the feds. I'm the what else? I'm an industry plant. I mean, like the list goes on. But if you get to know me, I love sports. You feel me? I love hooping. I love the music. You know what I'm saying? I grew up probably a lot more similar to what a lot of these artists are going through than people may think. I just don't necessarily like put it all the way out there. I don't know, man. Like there's a lot of things, I got a son now, so you know what I'm saying, I love being a father, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my main thing right now, my main focus. And I really want to talk about the money thing too, because like I feel people,
a lot of people have said that you only deal with them lists only are artists that have paid you before. You only deal with artists that are gonna pay you, and you charging astronomical numbers to deal with you over the thousands of dollars.
So no one's ever paid to get on a list. I'll say that right now. I mean, have artists who've been on lists invested with me on promo in different ways, yeah, like, but no one's ever, hey, I want this slot on the list, let me pay. You know, like that. No, that's not how it works. But I feel people assume like media outlets, or not even just media outlets, artists, anyone who's in the scene who has somewhat of a buzz, oh, they charging out, blah, blah, blah. They just in it for the money. But it's like, folks don't know what it takes to have a setup like this, the studio time, the audio equipment, the camera equipment, the time invested into it, the videos where you don't even really make much, but you're doing it just because you love that artist or what have you, that people don't understand. Like, and then the other thing is you don't start making money off of a media business or anything until you provide value. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't making nothing off Malheim in the beginning because I wasn't able to provide that value. All I was able to do was do an interview, let me get your story out. That was it. But once you build up, it's like artists are getting 30, 40, 50 followers. Not every time, but sometimes when they get posted. And not only that, but it's a good chance to see, okay, is my music hot or not? If you get 0 followers and it only gets 20 likes instead of 150 like Savvy or AP, that should tell you something. This song ain't it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just got to take it the right way. Like, and then it's like you got, as a media platform, there's thousands, hundreds, thousands of artists. There's not as many media platforms. So it's like, I'm sure you get this. You probably have 10, 20, 30 artists a day, a week hitting you up. Hey, check out this song, check out, and which is cool. I respect that. But at a certain point, when you keep growing, it's hard to keep up with everyone and try to show love and spread your love everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So,
because you'll check out 10 artists out of them 30, and then the other 20 going to be pissed off.
Right. So it's definitely, you can't make money off it until you're providing the right value and until you actually like love it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel people misconstrue that, you know what I'm saying? Don't really understand what it's like to be a media platform, but that's part of the.
Is it hard being on top?
On top as far as like on top of everything?
Just
like,
being like, yeah, like being on top of, having to be on top of rappers because they feel like you're not watching everybody. Is it hard to feel like you being on top of, man, on drops of interviews, man, what's your time like? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like it's hard balancing all that?
Oh, yeah, because, like, you know, I got a life, too. I want to go to the gym or spend time with my son or spend time with my girl. Like, I want to do different things. So, yeah, it's tough. It's a blessing. I do my best to look at it as a positive, though, because it's like, you know, I'm busy with good things. But, yeah, it's hard, like, when the line's 20 deep and you got 10 of them like, yo, bro, where's my promo at? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to drop these interview clips at the same time. You know, it could get a little stressful, but you get used to it, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like when people actually get to know or understand a media platform, they'll get it, like, or they try it themselves because, you know, it's not as easy as it looks, you know what I'm saying? Like, keeping up with hundreds of artists, doing interviews, yeah.
Do you feel like where you at now, was it all worth it?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. As far as just, like, everything I went through to get here. Yeah, it's all worth it, but I'm definitely not like comfortable yet. I would say I still feel like Multimedia hasn't really done its job until we've helped artists get like platinum records. That's when I'll feel like, okay, we did something. You know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, from a Colorado standpoint, yeah, this region, Mountain West region, I feel like we've done something, but there's so much more to do, you know what I'm saying? I still see comments, oh, y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all ain't really done nothing, putting people on. Y'all just getting money. Boo. Nah, we have, but there's so much more to do, you know what I'm saying?
Do you feel partly responsible for the 10 and the Bird Gang shit?
For what, sorry?
The 10 and 10 Birds in the Bird Gang, because the first interview that people seen from Tenna came from your platform. You went down to, when they shot over there in Luceros.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you played a part in that? I feel like when you dropped them, that everybody took notice. Like, oh, okay.
Didn't it? I mean, honestly, how that happened, I seen Tanner. We actually met at a show, like, man, I was like 2019, I want to say, 2018. It was like right after Kobe passed. Rest in peace, Kobe. He was performing at, I think it was the Lammer Lounge or something. I didn't even really know who he was yet, but I was there for supporting the other homies. And he was wearing the Kobe jersey, and everyone knows I'm a diehard Kobe fan, so that, like, stuck out to me. And then I seen him do I think it was like the 50K challenge or something. Everyone remembers that. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
But,
that was the post I seen.
Then we chopped it up in the inbox, and, like, he just said, hey, I got a music video shoot, pull up, do an interview. I said, sure, you know what I'm saying? Why not? Like, it'll be, and honestly, I was not expecting that. Like, but it was dope. No. Like, it was cool to just like see how loving everyone was, and you know what I'm saying? Just like to feel comfortable and like appreciated for what I'm doing, and like, you know what I'm saying? That was a dope interview, and it definitely helped me. Like, I like doing stuff like that because I like putting myself in, I guess, uncomfortable positions and learning, you know, and growing. So. Yeah, man, I always appreciate that. And everything we talked about, you know, like I ain't asked nothing crazy. Like it was all about music and the music scene and stuff, and like kept it cool, you know what I'm saying? So that was dope.
Before we get out of here, I want to give you your flowers because you have been doing your shit here in the city.
That.
I don't think, if you want to know something about the town, you got to go to Mile High Minutes page. because you post everything.
I try.
Everything from sports to weather. And I just feel like you play a vital part here. Some people going to have negative shit to say. Some people going to have positive shit to say.
Yeah.
But you push through no matter what. You get what I'm saying? So I want to applaud you for that. You get what I'm saying? Because this media shit, so far from what I've seen even in this past week, this shit's hard. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This shit really tough. But I do appreciate you, bro. I do want to get the opportunity to maybe get you back here in a couple weeks or even in a month, just so we could just catch up and see where everything's at in that time frame. But I do appreciate you. Do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, man. Shout out StreetNerdz Radio. Shout out Bright Future Media, Bright Everything, man. Y'all killing it right now. I see the consistency, the clip.
Man, make sure you go get that 3 a.m. water.
Yep,
It's been a long time since I said that.
Yeah,
go get that shit.
Yeah, not for real. But yeah, no, shout out what y'all doing. I really appreciate what y'all are doing for the city, and like I appreciate how you like conduct your interviews and ask questions, because I feel like sometimes you willing to push that line, and we need more people like that. Not necessarily in like a bad way, but just people who are willing to really like get other artists and get people to open up and talk about things so that like we can actually build as a scene, you know what I'm saying? Because I kind of have a problem with that where like I feel like a little nervous to ask some or like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, so I just respect what y'all doing. Y'all been dropping every day. I've been watching a lot of the clips and like, yeah, man. So yeah, if you need tap in, you need an interview, studio time media, man.
Man, make sure you tap in on
place.
that. Yeah, promo run. Make sure you come tap in the city and fuck with two of the best in the city. I do want to give a shout out to our super producer Buggz, Bright Future Media, clothing, no rats allowed. Make sure you get that merch. We're going to have you back soon, right?
Yeah, just let me know.
Yeah. And we out of here. You know what it is. Bright Everything for the full episodes.
Hell yeah.